If you produce music at all, you may have heard the phrase ear candy, and that just means to add elements to your track to keep your listener engaged. So it could be any kind of quick change, extra percussion, quick pause, little swells, all stuff like that is considered ear candy. Today we're going to take a look at how we take a track from this
Baby, I loved you more than words can say. And I need you like fire needs a flame.
to this.
Baby, I loved you more than words can say. And I need you like fire needs a flame.
Before we get started with the video, my name is John from Sandscape Audio. We're a music production resource community, and we post content like this all the time, so make sure you're subscribed here. Also, after the video, feel free to head over to sandscapeaudio.com and check out some of the resources we have available over there. All right, let's jump into Logic and take a look at this track. First thing I like to do is bounce all my MIDI out into audio tracks. There's a couple reasons I like to do that. One being it helps me commit to the sound that I chose. It's also much easier to cut and modify the tracks when they're in audio as opposed to MIDI. And if you already have a lot of synths and effects going, it's going to be a pretty heavy load on the CPU, so bouncing all those out into audio will help you save some space and allow you to add more effects when we're adding our ear candy. All right, when I'm adding ear candy, I usually like to start with the drums. I'm a big fan of adding pauses and swells in my drum tracks. So as you can see here, I dropped everything out for half a measure, and then I added this little reverse snare. So all together, it sounds like this. And then I have another bigger pause in the drums here. And then I added a couple other percussion elements here. So we have this little like clock tick kind of thing. And we have some electric toms. So after I make my changes to all my drum tracks, I usually jump into my melodies and chords and make some similar changes there. So if I have any pauses that I created with the drums, I usually try to match them up with the chords and the leads. So here's this first one. And I have the bass cutting out as well. And I have these acoustic and electric guitar tracks in here that were originally going through the entire song in the first version. Altogether, that part sounds like this. And for that bigger drum break, I took out the guitars and the bass, but I left in the other melody elements, so the synth and the pluck lead that we had there. So that's going to run through. Now we're going to take a look at the vocals. So this is what it sounded like before we added any changes or ear candy elements.
Baby, I loved you more than words can say. And I need you like fire needs a flame.
Since I knew we had that break right in the beginning, I wanted to add some delay for the vocals. I just wanted it to be on the word I, so we had to add some automation to make sure that it's only on that one word. So I cut the sample right here at the break, and then I added a quarter note delay on the track, but then I have it bypassed right up until she says the word I, and then it kicks on, and then it goes back into bypass again once it starts singing again.
Baby, I loved you.
Also in that break, I wanted to add some swelling stutters on the word I. So the way I did that is I obviously just took the word I, duplicated it here, and then added some effects and automation to make it have that swell. And then with those two vocal elements together, it sounds like this.
Baby, I loved you more.
I also had another moment right here where I wanted to add a little bit of quarter note delay, so I just re-automated the bypass.
More than words can say. And I,
So let's hear what the whole beginning section sounds like with those vocals.
baby, I loved you more than words can say. And I,
Sounded pretty good so far. All right, now in the second section here, I did add another quick break here. It's just 2 beats long. So same thing, I have the drums cutting out, I had the synths cutting out, but I wanted to do something with the vocals to keep that section interesting. So again, I took the word I and made this cool little swell. And for some reason, I like to add random yells in my songs sometimes. So I added one in this little quick break. And all together, that section sounds like this. right, let's listen to the whole thing one more time all the way through.
Baby, I loved you more than words can say. I need you like fire needs a flame.
So there it is. There's so many simple little things that you can do with ear candy to keep the listener engaged. Each track is going to have certain things that fit better than others, and not every track needs big swells and pauses. Sometimes it can just be simple percussion elements. One of my favorite examples of using ear candy is Justin Bieber's Intentions. He's got random percussion hits.
Can't nobody throw shade on your name.
He's got phone dial tones.
You a beast, you make it easy.
And he even has a can opening.
Can't refuse. No, I can't refuse it.
It's possible that you didn't even notice those sounds until I just pointed them out to you. Or maybe you did. Either way, experiment with your tracks and see what you can come up with. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe here so you can keep up with all the content that we release. And also feel free to head over to sandscapeaudio.com to check out all the resources that we have over there. All right, y'all, that's it for this one. I'll catch you in the next one.